This video will be to be continued because right now I'm just posing a question. Does this mean lost access to the viewing of the funds? And I say that because are the funds just numbers on the screen? Are they actually there, considering, it said that the accounts have been frozen or the actual funds themselves have been frozen? A lot of questions. And yesterday I showed you where BG Worth Sharing was talking about DSJ Exchange wanting people to pay $1,000 for infrastructure, whatever the verbiage was. And I was like, that's crazy. Now, it's saying to be taking another angle with launching their own exchange, considering they said that it would be expensive to do whatever they needed to do with the DSJ exchange. Now they're launching their own exchange and just want people to put like $100 deposit, whatever the amount is. Still fishy. I question everything because I feel like ultimately it's the end and you have to be positioning yourself to develop skill sets, assets, and getting the proper access. However, because I've been documenting this journey the whole time, I'm documenting the good, the bad, the ugly, even when I had conviction to where conviction is lost, and now just pointing out the red flags or different things that are going on because people are still tuned in, tapped in, and some people are still buying into it, believing and possibly spending money. So I think it's my duty to make sure I make notice of what's going on, share my perspective, and a person can take it how they choose, whether they disagree completely, that's fine as well. Many people disagree completely. Or whether you decide to adopt my mindset, but always trust your own inner. At the end of the day, you got to trust your own intuition, your own instinct. Never rely on anybody in general without consulting with self, which is your inner guide. And that's a whole nother conversation, but should be the foundation of every situation. But I want to give y'all the verbiage that was given in terms of the pivot that they're making in the disassociation with DSJ Exchange. And that poses my question. If they're disassociating with DSJ Exchange, will we still have access to see the funds? Because many people, get something out of at least just seeing that the funds are there and feeling like it's a possibility of them being able to withdraw. Many people are feeling like, nah, it's just numbers on the screen. That's it. That's water under the bridge. I'm not worried about it no more. I'm pivoting into whatever I'm pivoting into. But will we still have access to that if they're disassociating fully? Now, in a previous video, I also said that I feel like the professor and DSJ Exchange are kind of a cooperative effort. But if they're disassociating from the exchange, okay, could I have been wrong in that area? But needless to say, going to a new exchange, what does that say for the current funds that are showing up on people's account? Because people have thousands in their account that are showing up. So that's why I say this is to be continued, because it's hypothetical. It's questions that I'm asking based on the things that they're saying, even though they haven't came out and said anything about funds being frozen. They're saying they're under investigation. They said something about the IPO, but they've not said anything about funds being frozen. It's the back-end investigators and the people who are doing deep dives into things that are saying something about the funds being frozen. If the funds are really frozen, it makes sense for them to want to extract money in any way, shape, form, fashion, because you want more cash flow coming in if funds have been frozen. That actually makes sense, and that's what their actions are showing. The actions are showing, okay, we need to figure out ways to get money as often as possible from the people. That's what the actions are showing. But they're not verbally saying that the funds have been frozen. But you have to be aware and pay attention to everything and not believe anything, even me, and figure out how you want to move and maneuver from that. Now, again, I told you, skill sets, assets, access. I'm doing certain things to learn the aspects of trading, but I'm not at a place to where I can just like document or show certain things, and at this point. But once I'm able to, then I'll be definitely sharing that, because I hope that you can get some value from it. I am close to having a potential solution that can at least get your money making some money, and I know that's what many people want to do. Not from a recruiting standpoint, making money off of people enrolling and things of that nature. More so from you tapping into something that you can tangibly see and it's trading being done, but money is growing and you're benefiting from the growth of it simultaneously. But I want to vet it thoroughly because this was a eye-opening situation. This whole experience was an eye-opening situation, so I don't want to share anything without proper vetting from a different angle, that, you know, I feel could be of benefit. Otherwise, I would be doing you a disservice, and I don't want to do that, because you spend your time locking into some of the videos, interacting with some of the videos, whether we agree or disagree. It's all respect and love, you know, for the most part. Everybody come in, it's a couple people come in here, you know, with the nonsense, but for the most part, everybody rocking and tapped in from a respect level. We don't have to agree. That's perfect. Like, you don't want a lot of yes men in your circle and people that just agree with everything, because then there's no growth in it. But if you have people that challenge your thinking and have you thinking from different perspectives, it's growth in that. But, you know, just understand the difference between the two. I'm okay with disagreeing and not being on the same page of things, and saying, hey, I could be wrong. I've publicly been wrong and said that. Even people in the comments who were contesting, and I'll conclude with this before I get into the verbiage, even people in the comments who were contesting my perspective of polar tensor, they were like, you're completely wrong, or possibly completely wrong about that, because polar tensor, they have a real app, yada, yada. And I was like, hey, hopefully I am wrong. And the reason why I say that is because if people got their money involved, I don't want them to lose money. I'm not saying something as if as a I told you so type thing, or hoping that you lose money if you made an investment to get started. So hopefully I am wrong. But based on the information I'm gathering, it can end just like BG. So I just at least want to make people aware of that. But let's get into the verbiage, and you let me know what you think. And this is to be continued, because this is unfolding, but I want to keep an eye on it, because I know people are still tapped in and just kind of believing whatever comes from the accounts listed as Alina and a professor. And I say it that way because who knows? Let's look into what was said. All right, so it was an important notice posted inside of the bond chat, and it basically said, due to the ongoing investigation of the DSJ exchange, its platform operations are temporarily unable to maintain normal stability. After comprehensive evaluation and coordination with multiple parties, BG Wealth Sharing has decided not to accept the DSJ exchange's current proposed solution of the $1,000, and has officially launched a new cooperative platform. That was kind of fast if they just posed that $1,000 and now you've officially launched a new cooperative platform. That's questionable, but you know, you tell me what you think. And that platform is listed as HQIEX to ensure the team's subsequent operations, trade and stability, and the security of members' funds. Are you caring about the security of members' funds when people have been trying to withdraw off the platform and without success? Or are the funds actually frozen, and that's why you can't release them, but you just haven't said that or made that mainstream because of whatever reason you choose not to? Questions remain. Then it says all team members are requested to use the latest HQIEX platform registration link and invitation code to complete the new account registration. Is this a new platform that's already existed? Is it, you know, something that was created or generated by BG Wealth Sharing? You know, only time will tell. Registration link, and then it has the websites and it has the invitation code. Then it says to ensure new platform account can be activated normally and all subsequent functions can be used properly, please complete the $100 account activation deposit as required by the platform after registration. After account activation, the team will assist everyone with fund transfer and related procedures. So now they're saying if you activate your account with $100, they will assist everyone with fund transfer. That's interesting, you know. So some people are going to test that and say, I'll move to the certain account, get the $100, you know, activation fee, and transfer my funds. If this is something you're going to test out, and I'm talking to, you know, anybody who's considering this, keep us in the loop. Just like we said, if you paid that 12%, let us know if you were able to withdraw. I haven't had anybody who I feel was able to officially and effectively withdraw with receipts. It hasn't happened yet, but some people may say, okay, I'm willing to, you know, test out the $100 activation and see if this platform now allows me to transfer my funds and then be able to withdraw because it's no longer connected to the DSJ exchange. That would be an interesting plot twist if that leads to success, but who knows? Then Professor Steven messaged me today. I was about to record this video, and then I saw this message. I said, okay, I got to include this as well. This came directly from the Professor Steven account, directly to my account, not in the group, but directly to my account based on previous conversations and questions and things that I had, you know, previously. And it said, regarding the $1,000 payment required from each member mentioned yesterday. After discussions, a final plan has been reached today. Please make sure to pay close attention to the meeting in the BG015 group today. So there's going to be a meeting today. I may cover it. And then it says where I will provide a detailed explanation of the decision and the specific procedures. Read it carefully and promptly. Inform your team members. This decision is highly significant, marking the beginning of a new chapter. I hope every member understands its importance and actively cooperates with the subsequent implementation to ensure the overall interest and stable development of the team. So you tell me your thoughts, and for documentation purposes, I will, cover what I see inside of the quote unquote meeting as it relates to what they're saying about moving to this platform, being able to transfer funds, any guinea pigs out there who want to try it out, because I've already lost, the trust in the platform. So I'm not just going down the rabbit hole of whatever fees. Somebody was like, hey, if you document, go ahead and you pay the fee and test it out and things of that nature, which actually makes sense. I'm just not doing it because I've already checked out in terms of the belief of what the platform can provide, and I'm more so understanding the importance of skill sets, assets, and proper access for myself, but also sharing it with those who want to develop that mentality as well. So I'll document that later. I wanted this to be continued because everything that I'm saying is a question, hypothetical. Okay, will we be able to tap into the funds that are showing to be on the account? Will it actually be a transfer? Is this the ability for them to disassociate it with the DSJ exchange and, wash their hands, so to speak? Will this new platform have any integrity or relevance or, significance to it? It's all hypothetical. But the trust is gone in my mind, so I don't believe, anything, but I got to continue this documentation because people are still looking at it as a possibility of them being able to extract their funds and or still have some level of success because of the belief that was developed inside of BG Wealth Sharing all together. So I got to show it from both angles, the good, the bad, the ugly. But I would love to hear your thoughts and perspectives. Mine are just questions that I'm posing and all hypotheticals. Mr. Smith, signing out. Salute.